Hi, I'm Donna Jordan from Jordan Fabrics. We just got in a shipment of beautiful anthology batik fabric. And these batiks are variegated or ombre in color. So I had a really good idea what to do with these. And so I'm going to show you how to make this quilt. It's the world's quickest Bargello. Here are some of the different fabric color choices we have. That's the one I used in the sample. The blue is awesome. I really like all the earth tones, the gray and black, beautiful. But this is the one I'm going to show you how to make. I like that it has a lot of color change and it has a lot of natural and earth tones, and this will match in a lot of rooms. So we are going to cut 2 yards and then we're going to iron it really, really flat. You want to steam press this really, really flat. The stripes in the print, they're not straight stripes, so you don't have to straighten them out. You just want to get your fabric completely flat and wrinkle-free. You'll notice that I have dark at the beginning of this fabric, and then we've got all the color waves, and I'm ending again with a little teeny bit of dark. We're going to seam this edge to that far edge. So the first thing we want to do is to straighten it up. So I'm going to fold it in half again and cut it perpendicular and really straight. I've got my fabric folded in half and it's straight parallel with the edge of my mat here, and I've got my plastic ruler lined up on a line. So when I cut this, I'm going to have one long straight edge. And now I'm going to go to the far edge and do the same thing. And it doesn't have to be an exact measurement. So it doesn't matter that it's 72 or 71 or 59. I'm doing it about 70 inches here. It just matters that you make it really, really straight. Now we're going to open the fabric back up, and on the back side of it here, we're going to draw some lines. So I'm going to turn it around. And I'm going to use my big ruler. This is a 2-inch ruler. So I am going to start 2 inches from the cut edge here, and I'm going to draw a line. And I'm using a chalk pencil here. And it goes really, really fast. Then I'm going to move this up and draw another line 2 inches away. And that's how wide my yardstick is. So it makes it go really fast. So I'm going to draw 5 lines. Here's the lines. They're faint, and that's okay. We don't have to see them for very long. We just need to know where those are. The next step is to take this edge that we cut, not the selvage edge, the cut edge, and we're going to sew this to the very far edge, right sides together. So our lines are still going to be on the reverse side there. And I'm going to use a 1/4 inch seam, and I'm going to sew this, and it'll become a big, big tube. So you can pin this far edge if you like, and maybe a pin in the middle. Now, I'm going to press this seam open. So the easiest way for me to do it is just to move it over a little bit. And now I can pull it open. And I'm just going to, I can get my fingernails in there. You could press it to one side, but I find it, in this case, easier just to open it because I'm doing this from the back side, and I can feel if it's open. And then we can iron it afterwards if we want, but you don't really have to. Now our piece of fabric is sewn into a great big tube. These are the selvage edges. Here's the seam we did. And now we're going to make cuts like this. And it's a little too long right now to fit on my cutting board, so I'm just going to fold it in half. And I'm going to line this up on one of the lines on my board here. And I'm going to start cutting from this end. here's the width of the strips that I'm going to cut for the Bargello. I'm going to do a 3-inch, then a 2.5, then a 2. Then I'm going to do a 1.5, another 1.5, and then a 1, and then I'm going to go back the other way. So then I'm going to do a 1.5, a 1.5, a 2, a 2.5, and a 3. So I'm just going to repeat this pattern, and we will have these numbers as a free download. So I'm going to set that above me here, and I'm going to make the cuts. So that's to give us a nice clean edge to start. Now we need a 3-inch strip. Then we need a 2.5-inch strip. Then a 2-inch. And I'm just going to keep following my numbers. Now I need a 1.5, and I'm going to cut up the whole width here. Here are all of our strips. Each one is a tube. And for the first row, we just need to take this stitching out. So I'm just going to snip through this stitching, and then we're going to have the first row of our quilt. So that stitching is pulled out. So we're just going to open this up. And I think we will open it up so we can see our lines here. Now the next row, here's where our lines are, and that's the first line. So I'm going to cut right there along that line with my scissors. And then I'm going to open this up, and it's going to go right next to this row. The third row, we're going to find the second line, which is right here. So we're moving down one line each time. So each row of the quilt, you see the colors moving up just a little bit. So if you're ever unsure, where am I supposed to cut this? You can always find where the last one was cut and move it up one, and then you know you've got to cut right there. Once you have these progressively smaller pieces down to the 1-inch strip here, they're all going up like this with color. Now we're going to go back down the other way. So this strip is going to be cut exactly like its pair right there. So instead of keeping going up like this, we're going to make the pattern come back down. So we're going to cut this one right here. Then we're going to keep going down until we come to the widest strip. Then we're going to go back up again. I think I'm going to make this group here into a table runner. So this is all the strips I'm going to use right now. Now it's important to keep this in order, so I like to take one of my pins and I'm just going to push it all the way through with all these pieces right in order. You can use a clip or a binder clip or any kind of safety pin, anything to keep them in order. But if I just shove them on here, they will stay in order, and I can pull them off one at a time so that I can stitch the rows in the correct order. Plus, when you pick it up, it looks really cool. To sew your rows together, we're going to take the first piece and we're going to take the next piece off and we're going to put it onto the right side. And these will all stay together. You can either put your pin all the way in them. I like to just place this on the floor next to me and then they won't come off of that pin. So these two go right sides together and we're going to stitch all the way down. Now I'm going to have to check and see where my seam is because I don't actually know if I have right sides together here. So let's just double check. We just have that one seam in them and it's way near the bottom. Okay, they are right sides together and we'll match them up. Now this piece here where we took the seam out, it's going to be a 1/4 inch longer. So I'm going to start a 1/4 inch down from the top. All the rest of the pieces will be exactly the same length. And we'll stitch all the way down. Now I do like to finger press this. I'm going to finger press all the seams to the right. And these strips are all cut on the lengthwise grain, so they don't really stretch. It's really easy to get them ironed. And there's no seams in here like there would be in a traditional Bargello, so it is really, really fast to sew these together. Once you've got them cut, you can just zoom through stitching the top. So we're going to grab the next row and we're going to put it on this side. Now this piece fits on the right, and you're just going to keep picking up rows and sewing them on the right side till the whole quilt or table runner is all the way done. Here's how the finished runner turned out. It went really, really fast. I put it on the quilting machine. I did a pattern called Calm Waters because it has a watery look like these batiks have. And it is about 70 inches long and about 17 wide, so it's a nice big size for a larger table. Now it looks like a Bargello. Here is an actual Bargello. Now if we do this, we have to match all these seams every time we sew a row together. This method eliminates that completely. There's no seams in here at all, but you still get that beautiful Bargello look. The purple one that I made is quite a bit bigger. So this is made with one width of the fabric. It's still not quite wide enough for a quilt, so you could just repeat the same procedure, and all you need to do is make sure that when you start your next group that this fabric is matched up here, and you would want to cut that little bit off. So we wouldn't want to start this down here because then it wouldn't match. So just make your cut. When you start this one, make your next cut at exactly the same spot so you know that you can keep going, cut more strips, and just carry on with the pattern. Thanks for watching our tutorial today on how to make this very easy Bargello style runner. Now if you want to make an actual Bargello runner, we do have a video tutorial that shows you how to make that gray, black, and burgundy one that I showed you earlier. We do still have a giveaway that you can sign up for. I'll put a link in the description below that'll tell you exactly how to enter. Thanks for watching.